Hello and welcome back to Pure Stoic Truth. I want to start by thanking you truly for choosing to spend your time here. Your support means everything. And if you haven't already, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. By doing so, you're not just helping this channel grow, you're empowering men everywhere with wisdom that's often hidden beneath the surface. Now let's dive in. In our last video, we uncovered 9 shocking female weaknesses truths that changed the way many of you see women forever. The response was incredible. So today, we're taking things even deeper. This time, we're shifting focus from what women hide to what you can harness. Because the next level isn't just understanding others, it's mastering yourself. That's where Stoicism comes in. What if I told you there's a hidden power, calm, steady, almost invisible, that makes women feel safe, intrigued, and deeply drawn in without you saying a word? What if your silence said more than flattery ever could and made her lean in, wondering what you're really thinking? And what if 6 carefully chosen phrases, spoken with presence and purpose, could make her feel something she can't quite explain, but won't forget? This isn't about manipulation. It's not about charm, looks, or surface-level tactics. It's about something more powerful: your ability to connect emotionally through calm, confident presence and language rooted in real psychology. Because when you understand how women feel, and you speak with intention, not desperation, everything changes. Each of the 6 phrases you're about to hear has the power to leave an impression long after the conversation ends. Used the right way, they don't just get her attention, they awaken her curiosity. They shift her perspective. They make you unforgettable. So before we break these down, ask yourself, are you ready to stop chasing and start attracting? Let's begin with phrase 1. So now you understand the power of a phrase that lingers, how just one sentence, when said with presence and purpose, can create an emotional ripple. Let's take it a step further and break down why it works and how to use it properly. Because timing, tone, and intention make all the difference. This is the quiet strength of a compliment that doesn't reveal too much, just enough to spark curiosity. You're not laying everything on the table. You're dropping a hint, a thread of interest, something she can't quite grasp, but wants to. That subtle mystery, it creates tension. And when that tension is managed with control and confidence, it becomes pure magnetism. But let's get practical. What are you really saying when you use this phrase? How do you deliver it so it feels authentic, not rehearsed or cheesy? You don't throw this out randomly. This isn't fast food flattery. You wait for a genuine moment, something real. Maybe she shares a memory from her childhood that shaped who she is. Maybe she lights up when talking about her passion project. Or maybe she drops a witty, unusual joke that flies over most people's heads, but lands with you. That's your moment. You pause. Let the moment hang in the air for just a second. You hold her gaze, not in a way that overwhelms, but with calm, grounded energy, and you say it slowly, like you've just discovered something rare. You have a unique way about you. I like that. It's not just about the words. It's about your tone. Say it as if you're uncovering a hidden gem. Let it sound like a truth you're realizing right then, not a line you've said before. If you rush it, over-explain it, or try to make it more dramatic than it is, you lose the magic. The power of this phrase is in how low-key it is. You're not trying to win her over, you're simply seeing her. And that is powerful because here's a truth most men never realize. Most women feel unseen not in terms of their looks, but emotionally. Yes, they're noticed for their beauty. But how often does someone notice how they think, how they laugh, or the way their eyes light up when they talk about something they love? That's what this line taps into. It bypasses the surface and lands directly in that emotional core. It tells her, I see something in you most people overlook. I'm not just watching, I'm noticing. That's what sets you apart. And here's the beautiful part. It doesn't just make her feel noticed, it makes her want to show you more. She start opening up more freely. She'll tell you deeper stories. She'll feel safe to drop the mask because she senses that you're one of the few who actually sees her for who she is. That emotional imprint you leave, it will outlast any compliment about her looks, any clever line, any attempt to impress. Why? Because it makes her feel something rare, emotionally visible. And that, my friend, is unforgettable. So use this line, but use it with care. Use it when the moment feels genuine. Speak it with the steady confidence of a man who doesn't need to be loud to be heard. A man who doesn't need to chase because he already sees. She won't forget that moment. And she won't forget you. Now let's move the phrase to a subtle but powerful shift in energy that flips the script entirely. I like women who know what they want. In the last section, we unlocked the power of emotional recognition, how truly seeing a woman can build a bond that outlasts charm or compliments. Now we shift from seeing her to standing firm in what you seek. Let's talk about a phrase that quietly flips the dynamic. I like women who know what they want. Simple, yes, but the effect? Deep. You see, when a man delivers this line with calm confidence, eye contact steady, voice grounded, something shifts. Suddenly, the energy in the room changes. You're no longer performing. You're not chasing approval or trying to impress. You're stating a standard. And that changes everything. Because now, instead of you wondering, am I good enough for her? The question becomes, is she aligned with what I'm looking for? It's a subtle shift, but a powerful one. Now, she's the one reflecting inward. She starts asking herself, do I come off as confident? Do I look like someone who knows what she wants? Am I meeting his standard? That inner dialogue is where deeper attraction begins. Not only are you seen as confident and discerning, but you're also delivering a message few women ever hear. You are not available to just anyone. There's psychology behind this. Women are instinctively drawn to men with clarity. Clarity of thought, purpose, and values. When you say, I like women who know what they want, you're not just making a statement about them. You're revealing something powerful about yourself. It shows you have clarity, that you're grounded, rooted, emotionally steady. And that kind of presence is rare and magnetic, but like any powerful phrase, timing matters. Use it when she demonstrates decisiveness. Maybe she confidently orders at a restaurant without hesitation. Maybe she boldly expresses her opinions. Maybe she talks about her vision for the future. That's the moment you pause, hold her gaze, give a subtle nod, then say it slowly with quiet admiration. I like women who know what they want. And then you let it land. Don't dilute it. Don't soften it with a smile or a follow-up. You're not saying it to win her over, you're simply stating your truth. And that calm energy? It draws her in. This line is especially powerful when she asks, "What kind of woman are you into?" Most guys fumble that. I don't really have a type, or someone nice, I guess. Forgettable. But when you look her in the eye and calmly say, "I like women who know what they want," you do two things at once. You project strength and you spark a subtle challenge. Now she's measuring herself against your standard. Does she fit it? Does she want to? But here's the key. Your actions must match your words. If she starts showing indecisiveness, insecurity, or flakiness, don't chase. Because if you do, your standard becomes just another line. But when you stay rooted, calm, consistent, and clear, she feels the difference. She senses that you live what you speak. And that's when the real shift happens. She begins investing more, leaning in both physically and emotionally. She starts to want to be seen as the kind of woman who knows what she wants. And just like that, the balance tips. Coming up next, phrase 3, and this one, it taps into her deepest emotional wiring. In the last section, we explored how standing firm in your standards creates magnetic energy, not through gains or manipulation, but through grounded presence. You're not impressing, you're expressing what matters to you. And when you say, "I like women who know what they want," the roles shift. She's no longer the prize you chase. She's wondering how to hold your attention. Now, let's move to phrase 3. That's what I like most about you. At first glance, it might seem simple, even ordinary. But when used with precision, in the right moment, this phrase becomes a powerful emotional tool. It's the difference between making a woman feel flattered and making her feel seen. Most women receive compliments all the time. On their looks, their outfits, their smile. And yes, those comments feel good in the moment, but they rarely leave a lasting impression. Why? Because they're expected. They're surface level. They don't require depth, attention, or connection. Anyone can say, "You're beautiful." But it takes presence. It takes emotional awareness to look at her and say, "The way you light up when you talk about your purpose, that's what I like most about you." That's the difference between being forgettable and being unforgettable. Because now you're not just complimenting, you're reflecting. You're holding up a mirror to something within her that most people overlook. You're acknowledging a layer that often goes unnoticed. And that makes her feel emotionally understood and emotionally seen. And when a woman feels understood by a man, that's when she begins to truly open up. Not just in words, but in presence, in energy, in trust. Let's go deeper with this. Imagine she's sharing something meaningful, not just facts, but emotion. Maybe she's talking about her job, but not just the title. She's speaking from her why. Maybe she glows when she talks about helping people. Or maybe her voice drops into a softer tone as she reveals a quiet dream she's held for years. Perhaps she shares a personal moment, raw and real, and in that vulnerability, you recognize a deep strength. That's your cue. You look at her not with hype, not with intensity, but with grounded appreciation. And you say calmly, "That's what I like most about you. The way you care so deeply, it's rare, it's real." Then pause. Let it breathe. That silence after your words, it's not empty. It's charged. It gives her space to feel what you just said. And in that space, something profound happens. She feels seen. Not for her appearance, not for her charm, but for the essence of who she is. That one sentence, it becomes a memory one only you and her share. Like a fingerprint on her mind, it stays. Not because it was clever or poetic, but because it reached a part of her few people ever do. And here's the key. Don't overuse this phrase. Don't say it to every woman. Don't throw it out too soon. Save it for the moment that feels genuine. When she's revealing something real, say it with grounded tone, anchored energy. Because it's not the words that make it powerful, it's the presence behind them. Let's say you see her helping someone quietly, not for praise, but because that's just who she is. That's the moment. You don't hype her up. You just notice. And when you say it then, she remember it. She remember you. And in the next section, we'll unlock phrase 4. One that taps into a woman's deep desire to be chosen not just for how she looks, but for who she is at her core. In the last section, we uncovered the emotional depth behind "That's what I like most about you." It wasn't just about giving a compliment, it was about transforming how she sees herself. Now we go a step further. We introduce a bold statement that doesn't just make her feel something, it makes her wonder. Let's talk about phrase 5. "I don't know if you can handle me." Now this one? It's bold not because it's loud or cocky, but because it's subtle and suggestive. It's the kind of line that lingers. When you say, "I don't know if you can handle me," you're not just teasing. You're sending a quiet signal. You're not here to be liked by everyone. You're not a simple man trying to gain approval. You have depth, layers, standards, maybe even a little chaos behind the calm. And that's intriguing, because here's the truth. Most men present themselves like an open book. Safe, agreeable, non-threatening. They try to make things easy, predictable, hoping that by being easygoing, they'll be liked. But what happens when there's nothing left to discover? Exactly, curiosity fades. And once curiosity is gone, attraction tends to follow. This phrase, "I don't know if you can handle me," breaks that pattern. It flips the dynamic. It introduces just the right amount of friction. And done right, that friction is magnetic. Why? Because human nature is wired to respond to challenge. It creates emotional investment. It pulls people in. Let's picture the moment. She's teasing you. Maybe she says something like, "I'm not easy to impress." Or she brags half-jokingly about how much she can handle. That's your window. You lean back slightly, smile like you know something she doesn't, and with a calm, steady voice, you say, "I don't know if you can handle me." And then you pause. Let the words hang in the air for just a moment. Number. Explanation. No follow-up. Just silence. In that moment, you've flipped the script. She thought she was being bold. She thought she was challenging you. But now she's wondering, what is it about him that I might not be able to handle? Is it your ambition? Your intensity? Your independence? Your emotional depth? Your boundaries? She doesn't know. And now she wants to find out. That's what makes this phrase powerful. It's not what it says outright, it's what it suggests beneath the surface. It opens a question in her mind that only you can answer. And guess what? She might even test you push a little to see if you were bluffing. That's great. It means she's engaged, curious, emotionally activated. But here's the most important part. You have to back it up. This phrase only works if it's rooted in truth. You must live the energy you're hinting at. If you say, I don't know, if you can handle me, and then fold under pressure, backtrack, or try to explain, it loses its edge. But if you stay steady, confident, grounded in who you are, she feel it. And she'll lean in, wondering what's underneath the calm exterior. Next up, we're diving into phrase 6, a line that unlocks trust and vulnerability, and brings the emotional connection full circle. In the previous section, we explored the boldness behind, I don't know if you can handle me. But remember, words mean nothing if your actions contradict them. You can't project mystery and intensity and then act like every other guy, over-explaining, chasing, or waiting for approval. Your behavior has to match your message. That means staying calm, centered, grounded, unbothered by her reactions, because your sense of self-worth isn't dependent on how she responds. What you're really communicating is something powerful. I'm not for everyone. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to be easy. I'm here to be real. If she's looking for something casual, surface level, or predictable, there are easier options. But if she wants depth, challenge, and intensity, then she needs to be ready. That's what's behind this phrase. It's not arrogance. It's SELECTIVENESS. It's a quiet confidence in your complexity. And that is magnetic. And if she's ready, if she's intrigued enough to lean in, to explore what lies beneath your words, that's when the energy shifts. Suddenly, she's not just responding to you. She's investing, she's curious, she's entering your world, not the other way around. So don't just toss this phrase out as a throwaway line. Use it when the moment is right. Say it with calm certainty. Let your eyes carry the weight of the message. And then let the silence speak. Now we arrive at phrase 6. I'm not that easy. On the surface, it might sound like a clever, even playful comeback. But beneath that simplicity lies a deeper message, a declaration of self-worth. This phrase tells her, without ego or arrogance, that you're not going to fold the moment she shows interest. That your attention, your time, your presence, they're not handed out like candy. And that's rare. Because let's be honest, most men give themselves away far too quickly. One compliment, one flirty smile, and suddenly, they're bending over backward, hoping to please her. They start chasing before there's even anything to chase. And in that moment, the dynamic flips. She holds the power. You become just another guy hoping to be chosen. But the moment you calmly say, I'm not that easy, the game changes. Now, You're not reacting. You're not dazzled by her charm. You're composed, grounded, unmoved. Not because you don't like her, but because you know your value. And value is never given away just because someone shows interest. That calm resistance. It's compelling. What makes this phrase so powerful is that it wears a playful tone on the outside, but underneath, it signals discipline, self-respect, and selectiveness. You're saying, my attention is earned, my time is earned, my approval is earned. And that kind of energy, it's irresistible to the right kind of woman. Now, let's talk about how to use it. Drop this line when she's being flirtatious, testing you, or teasing you playfully, especially when she expects you to melt. Most guys would laugh nervously, make a self-deprecating joke, or try to impress her more, but not you. You stay cool. You hold her gaze. A slow, knowing smile crosses your face, and with steady confidence you say, I'm not that easy. Then, pause. No rush, no backpedaling, no over-explaining. Let it hang in the air. And that silence, that moment of tension, that's when the shift happens. She starts wondering, wait, did he just resist me? Is he actually serious? Why doesn't he react like the others? And whether she says it out loud or not, inside, something ignites a small spark of emotional tension. And as you've learned, that tension is attraction. Now, in our final section, we'll tie everything together. Because knowing these phrases is powerful, but knowing how to embody them, that's what turns insight into transformation. In the last phrase, we discovered the subtle yet powerful impact of saying, I'm not that easy. But behind those words lies something much deeper. It's not just about resisting charm. It's about embodying a mindset of value and self-respect. Here's what you're really doing when you say it with confidence and clarity. You're setting a boundary with charm. You're letting her know, without defensiveness, that just because she's attractive or charismatic, that doesn't mean she automatically earns access to you. Your attention has a cost. And that cost isn't material. It's emotional effort, honesty, authenticity, and real interest. That mindset, it's rare, and only men with high value truly operate from that place. Let's take it deeper. Why does this work so well, especially in romantic or flirtatious moments? Because when a woman realizes that a man has options but still chooses to be selective, it radiates strength. It shows self-control. It proves that he's not emotionally needy, not hungry for validation, and not swayed just because someone is paying attention to him. He's not chasing her, he's filtering her, just as much as she's filtering him. And when you carry that energy, not arrogantly, but playfully, calmly, you become the man who intrigues her, the one who's different, the one who has something more going on beneath the surface. Because let's be honest, mystery is attractive, but here's the key. Mystery without confidence feels like insecurity. Mystery with calm, grounded confidence, that's magnetic, irresistible. One last thing, don't turn this into a tactic. Don't use these lines like scripts. Only work if they reflect who you truly are. You're not just saying you're not easy, you actually live that way. You do have standards. You don't fold under pressure. You're not here for approval, you're here for connection. And when that's your truth, Every word you speak hits differently. So next time she leans in with a little too much certainty, next time she assumes she's got you, just because she smiled or teased you, hold your ground. Smile and say calmly, "I'm not that easy." Then watch how the energy shifts. Watch how she starts leaning in. Watch how she begins to work for your attention instead of the other way around. And if you master all 6 of these phrases, not just what to say, but how to say them, everything changes. Your conversations flow more naturally. Women respond differently. They feel differently. You're no longer trying to impress. You're being remembered. Because attraction isn't about trying harder. It's not about being louder. It's about the vibe. And when your words come from a place of calm, grounded power, your presence speaks before your voice ever does. If this video gave you clarity, insight, or even just one aha moment, support the mission. Subscribe. Because pure Stoic truth isn't about noise, it's about real power. And with your support, we'll reach thousands more men who are ready to stop settling and start rising. And in the next video, we're diving deeper into exactly what that rise looks like. The truth about being a real man in 2025. You won't want to miss it.